What's the one move that amateurs need in the golf swing to play the best golf that they've ever played? It's estimated that over 95% of amateur golfers are confused on how to really start the downswing. And what they don't know is how far their hands really need to be from the trail leg before impact.
What we want to do is keep these hands quite close to your right leg, your right arm's nice and low, right? Now, you're going to have the arm. See where my arm is there? It's not out here. You know, all these information about bringing your arms out here. How many times have we seen great players with your arm just slightly behind the body here? In fact, with players like Oosthuizen and McIlroy at times, we see it quite a long way behind. And these players are able then to straighten the arm or throw the arms, really, the hands of the arms out and just get it around the corner and still hit it pure. Right? So if you're a player that's back in here and you're trying to get out here, you might be putting the cart in front of the horse.
So guys, if you think you know the golf swing, have a look at this, because for a lot of you out there, I'm going to show you some things that you haven't seen before. Now, when we're looking at players coming down, everyone thinks the right elbow, the trail elbow, has to be way out in front of the body here. Now, what we're seeing with some of the world's best ball strikers, I mean, McIlroy is the best driver of the golf ball in the world, one of the best drivers of the golf ball ever. It's absolutely unbelievable. Have a look at Oosthuizen and how far his elbow's behind his body. Now, you see that, you think, right, you know, this is what my online lessons do. They see that and they, oh, I have to get rid of that. You can't get rid of that, right? If you're coming down and really your right elbow's higher than the left here, if that's the case, you're going to have a tough time. So what this type of player is going to do, they're going to sort of throw the arms at it, and around impact, the arm's going to be very straight. So they're going to throw the arms around the corner and straighten the arms. Now, if you look at someone like Adam Scott, who's got amazing flexibility in this shoulder joint, people with what we call external rotation, they're able to bring the right elbow underneath, right? You see that? You see the difference? Now, when people have that ability, they're going to bring the club out a lot more in front of them. For people that come down and the right elbow is higher or level, it's going to be often behind them more. So you've got to understand what style of swing you're working with. Where's your strength? What are you working on? Are you working on the good stuff? So physically, a lot of people can't do that. All right, so you got to know what you're working on. So this is a really interesting area, guys. You don't have to have your arms out in front of your body. You just have to know what you're doing.
Obviously, for a lot of amateur players,
as they're leaving the arms up as they turn, they really come in with a high right forearm. All of them just about. Now, what we want to be able to do here is get this right arm closer, your hands lower and closer to your right leg. This high right forearm is affecting well over 90% of amateur golfers. The hand's simply too far away from that trail leg. When we look at the great ball strikers, this line points either slightly outside the ball or directly at the golf ball. This is the slot. This is the proven position. This is the fastest way and the easiest way to improve everybody's ball striking.
What a way to feel this motion. What a way to feel this movement. We just need some basic feels and pictures here. Now, I've got a right angle here, and the hands are just outside my right leg, and I've made them a little bit longer. Now, there's going to be a little bit of pulling and extension and extending out. A bit of a pull down. You can't leave your arms up here and turning with a high. So there needs to be some lowering for most people out there, right? Get a bit of a pull and extend out through the ball. But this is a feeling really here. Our first coach used to have great pictures and help us and say, look, stick the grip in the middle of your thigh, right? I mean, that's too much, isn't it? But you need something to picture as you're coming down, because you've got 0.2 seconds from here to impact. It's moving pretty quick, right? So exaggerate the feel a little bit here. And this is why I love this drill. So here's what we do. Take your address position. Now rest the clubs just on your right leg. Now they say that when we make a movement, the next movement within a few seconds, we have they estimate 60 to 70% field that last movement. So I've got the right angle, I'm just touching my right leg, right? Take it back. Now you can make little swings as well. You can feel that butt end coming into the leg. But once you can just tap on that leg and look down and then reconnect and capture that feeling, nice strike on that one. It's about as good as I can hit a golf ball. This is gold. You can just get there because you can just do it without effort. You can just get there and say, okay, I've got the toe slightly in front of the heel. I'm just going to rest my hands on my leg here, and you just get a picture, move away, make a swing, and give it a hit.
So guys, if you're interested in golf schools in the US, golf schools in Europe, there's information at the end of this video. So evidence-based instruction, and it's funny that we don't look at this angle. It's just an essential part of golf. pulling the arms down and reconnecting to the side. Have a look at that position here. Now, we're seeing amateur golfers, if you do film your swing, guys, you really should have a look at this. In fact, film your swing and send it through to me. I'm teaching people online from all around the world. You get a swing analyst like this with my voiceover. But seeing this position time and time again is essential from all the great players, building up, storing up your angles, slotting the position on the way down.
I see a lot of people with my online lessons, they're trying to fix the one thing that's really holding their swing together. Like for a lot of amateurs that are standing up, and probably over 90% of amateurs stand up, and they're trying to fix it, but of course you're going to stand up if your arm's out here, otherwise you're going to chunk it, right? So it's unconsciously your body's fixing up the mistake of this being too wide, because that's how we got to pull this thing in here. And when you try this drill, you'll probably hit it thin. So when amateurs start to use the right arm more effectively, they hit it thin, then you can stay down, right? Then you can actually stay down or even lower down. Like the tour average is 3 inches of movement down, because when we actually get the arm in a great place and get the shaft lean, it actually shortens the radius of the swing. So this place, this feel, this arm, getting it to reconnect is such a big thing. Let's have a look at this drill. Take a 9 or an 8 iron, get to the top, swing down, reconnect the arm, and just pump the arms a couple of times, and then give it a hit, all right? Do it again, up to the top. Just feel what your body's doing. Feel this arm up to the top of the swing. Pull the arms down, all right? Get it into the side here. You can really feel the arm. I want it to reconnect. I want you to physically feel contact here. Pump the arms a couple of times. Once you've got that position, 1, 2, give it a hit. And guys, this is a powerful way to create more shaft lean, more speed, and just bring your arms into the position where great players are.
A complete free video series in the description box underneath. The feedback has been overwhelming, no strings attached.
So guys, the direction of the arms in the golf swing, for the most people out there, love this, feel this thought, helping so many people. Now, if the camera is set up in this position here, we're going to look at a 30-degree angle over in this direction, meaning that what I want you guys to feel is like if there was a clock system here, that was 6, that was 12, we'd have 6, 7, 8. I want you guys to have the feeling at the top of the swing that your arms are pulling, but they're also starting or moving more in this direction, about 30 degrees over in this direction here. Like the end of your grip, as you're pulling and reconnecting, the arms are working from this direction. This helps get the hands in closer to the leg. Now, obviously, the more that we go out in this direction, the further away the hands are, the more the handle lifts up, and that's really difficult to control. The closer we can get to this right leg, the closer we get down to this original shaft plane, making the path, making the plane, making everything work more effectively for you. Great visual effect. So getting up to the top of the swing, stopping, thinking about the arms starting over about 30 degrees in this direction is going to help you get that club head a little bit behind the hands and not out in this position here. And like one of my personal feels from my swing, I do like to have the feeling that my club is moving in this direction. You may not like that. If you come away from the inside, you're one of those players, you may need to move it around a little bit. But for most people out there, the feeling of the arms extending and moving out in that direction is really a great place to be.
Now, here's a really good visual effect from this direction. You can see how the hands start down. You can see the direction heading over towards 7 o'clock. Now, for so many people out there, reaching out and extending outwards through the golf ball is the best way to create extension and the best way to create a really free and powerful through swing.
So a little rehearsal swing, get up to the top and just feel like those arms are falling, because that will help the shaft shallow, and then you can move through the golf ball, give it a hit, wind it up here, and hopefully move through the golf ball, and I hit that straight at the flag, side bend with some neck tilt, zipping up your legs, getting yourself in a great position. Guys, the direction of the arms, reconnecting and getting closer to that right leg.
So landing back down on the original shaft plane like the best ever ball strikers, we've seen so many. It's like they had the same computer chip in their brain They land back where they actually started at, like center strikes. It makes the release more neutral. It makes the release easier. And we've seen it time and time again, this ability to land back down on the original shaft plane. Now, one of my favorite players ever, and one of the best ball strikers ever, is Sergio Garcia. Tiger Woods said he's the best ball striker he's ever seen. Now, a really bad putter, unfortunately, and they're not the best of friends. But we see this ability for these great players to land back down on this original shaft plane. So we can't all swing like Ben Hogan and Sergio Garcia. I understand that, but we can all improve getting closer down to this original shaft plane. Now, what we see with a lot of amateur players is we see the handle, we see the club coming in a lot steeper. Now, the higher up this shaft is at impact, the more we early extend, the harder it is to hit freely through the ball and to release it effectively. Now, I'm going to help you guys now with an extra feel, an extra move to help you slot this downswing, this shaft position so that you can hit the ball much, much more effectively.
So the problem with coming in with a high right arm is when you get into impact, the shaft is going to be really high compared to your original shaft plane. So generally speaking, when we look at the awesome ball strikers throughout the years, like the best ones, they've had the ability to get really down closer to that original shaft plane. There's a little bit of lowering down that they have because they build up good angles and that shortens the radius. But also the plane and also the path and also the direction, they're able to find that will get very close to that original shaft plane. Now, obviously, if you're coming in this way, and we see some players out there over the years, and this is where we see most amateurs, we've seen Tom Watson, maybe Angel Cabrera, come in with a slightly, and I'm exaggerating, but a slightly high right arm.
Now, we do see certain players coming in with a high right arm. A lot of people that have quite a big belly and they can't get their hands close to their leg, or perhaps you're really swinging really upright. And these type of swings, they're a little more difficult to repeat, but you could still find that spot to hit the ball really good. What they do is keep that right foot down longer. Have a look at Cabrera here, who was one of the longest hitters on the tour, still a great player, how that almost drops that club out of the sky. And you can see here, like the shaft angle is really high, right? So have a look at Tom Watson here. And if you can keep that foot really close to being on the ground or on the ground, it's going to help you come from this high position here and still get the club in a position to hit the ball quite nicely. Let's have a look at this now.
And they're able to, at the end, still find that position and slot it with a higher handle. But from here, it makes the release a little bit more difficult. But if you're skilled enough, you can rip it from there. What's essential for this type of swing, right? This is essential for amateur players. If this right leg keeps coming, you're in trouble because you need to be able to get this club head back down into the correct path. So by keeping your right foot, your right side down for longer, that's going to help you still slot the position and at least play the best golf that we can play. So for amateur players, when I see them coming this way, generally the whole cause is this right side coming up rather than staying down and forcing these arms back. Now you can get a basic feel here, just even without practicing. You can get a feel that you go arms, legs. Now, what do I mean by arms, legs? You can get a feel if you've been coming in with a high right arm, you can get a feeling of going arms, legs through the golf ball. So you can see I go arms, legs, right? Rather than this way, get this right leg down. And this is an essential area for you guys to get this path and this plane down into the correct position to hit the best shots. Keep that right foot longer on the ground. This will help you out so much.
Voted Best Swing Analysis and Best Online Instruction by several independent surveys. World Class Golf Instruction is transforming thousands of golfers at every skill level. Do not miss out. This video platform has over 1,400 videos and 85 separate masterclass series. The most structured and detailed video platform ever created, improving golfers on average between 4 and 11 shots. Join the chat room and join the community of world-class golf instruction. This is golf instruction that you've never seen before. The proven PGA corridors, factual evidence-based material. Unleash your true potential with the cutting-edge swing analysis technology. Experience the thrill of progress with the state-of-the-art practice programs and specialized golf fitness plans. Best information available.
If you're interested in golf schools in Europe or golf schools in the US, simply send me a mail at craig@worldclassgolf.com. In March 2026 in Orlando, Florida, I'll be working with Dr. Robert Neal, who coaches Jason Day, Matt Fitzpatrick, the Ryder Cup stars, so many unbelievable players, biomechanics, high-speed cameras, evidence-based instruction. Guys, look, seriously, how much time do you have left? We're improving golfers so fast. I'll also be joining Eric Agorno. What a great ball striker. What a coach this guy is for a school around the same time. Reach out to me at Craig at WorldClassGolf.com.